going out, I gotta go. I'll bang a rang on the radio, so turn it up, I'm telling you, I think I'm ready for something new. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.
You're listening to Pop Punk and Pizza with Jacques LaMore.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Pop Punk and Pizza. I'm Jacques LaMore. So grateful to have you here. For this episode, I'm actually going to be stepping away from the mic and handing it to our rad intern, Noelle. She is interviewing a really great band from Ohio called Morning in May. We've never actually had them on the podcast for an interview, but we have played their music here and there throughout the years, so I'm excited that we were finally able to land some type of interview with them. And they've got some exciting news. They're actually going to be hitting the road with Makeout here pretty soon. And Makeout is one of our favorite bands here at Pop Punk and Pizza. So I'm going to go ahead and toss it to Noelle.
All right, so first off, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and your roles in the band, like what instruments you play and all that?
Hi, I'm Jake. I sing in the band.
Andrew, play drums.
I'm John, I play bass.
And I'm Joe, and I play guitar.
Cool.
You're Gene.
All right.
JJJA.
So tell me about how this band got started. Like, how did you guys meet?
Oh, goodness. Wait, Noelle, what can I say and what can I not say? We should probably establish ground rules.
Yeah, you can curse.
Say, okay, that's not what I was talking about. That's fine, thank you.
We can put on curses.
We're going to try to be really not gross.
How do you say it?
Well, hi. So I started the band a long time ago, but we're going to speed it up to now because this is all that matters. So I started playing acoustic and stuff, this band by myself, and then found guys, and then nothing really worked, and then I found these guys. I found him a couple years ago. He actually found out about the band when he was in Florida. He saw our music video for I'm a Six at Best when we were like little pop punky kids.
Little pups.
Yeah.
And then he moved up to Cleveland and he saw that we were looking for a drummer and he messaged us. And
I
he's
actually
like,
didn't even know it was you guys.
he didn't. And then he found out and then he's like, yeah, we can definitely jam, but he didn't even have a drum set.
They told me it was a Led Zeppelin reunion.
He actually kind of led us on for a long time. He didn't even have a drum kit or anything to play.
Oh, wow.
He's like, yeah, I'll do this for you. I was like, cool.
I
Yeah.
got rid of mine, so I put them off for like 2 weeks. I was like, I can't today. My third grandma just died.
Yeah,
So I'll be,
my grandma died for the fourth time this week. She keeps coming back and then dying.
Then I got it, and I was like,
Yeah.
we've been practicing.
And then
Oh, wow.
so when we're home, like COVID shut everything down, obviously, and all that stuff. So I started, when we're home from tour, we get like the little jobs and all that stuff. So I started working at Guitar Center and I met this guy.
Okay.
Boss.
Yeah.
John.
And then John was like, hey, I got all this equipment. And I was like, all right, sweet. So we started actually this album that we've been working on. We started recording together. And then I was like, John, why don't you just play bass? And he's like, yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
then,
Well, I think it was to the song Murder Mystery. You're like, write a bass line.
so yeah.
And then I was like,
Some of these songs
Bam.
are 5 years old.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. And then we met Joe because Andrew
I recruited Andrew somewhat to join another local band that I am a part of here in the Cleveland area.
Okay.
That's how he got a hold of him.
I knew
and
they
told
connect.
him about me. Yeah.
and then
I knew they'd hit it off.
we played a show in like Columbus or something, just the three of us.
it was
And I-
Youngstown in Columbus. Little weekend.
yeah, we had a little
run,
weekend little run, and Andrew was like, you would like Joe, and I was like, who's Joe? And he's like, this is Joe. And I was like, I guess I like him. So
He's a decent kind of guy.
and now we're the squad.
We're family.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. So you mentioned you like started out as a solo project. So how is writing music as a solo project different than writing music when you're in a band?
I get to bounce my ideas off. I go, does this sound cool? And then the guys go either yes or no, that sucks. And then I go, okay, back to the drawing board and I'll do this and that. Actually, writing songs on my own kind of made it a lot easier to write songs in a band because now I'm like, all right, well, the vocals and guitar are going to go somewhat like this. What do you guys think? And then they put their 2 cents on it, and then it turns into something it completely
it's
wasn't.
changed a completely different
Sometimes
song.
And then it's even cooler. So I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah. So you guys are from Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
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 So do you like still live there, or have you moved since then, or like where are you guys?
So collectively, we are all from all different places. I live in Cleveland. I live right downtown. Joe lives in Akron.
A little bit of the country.
John
Yeah,
lives in-
Just outside.
I live in
Akron.
the suburbs of Cleveland, Akron.
Yeah.
And then
outside the country.
This kid's-
near Akron.
this kid's from Nashville, New Hampshire, and
Yeah.
he ended up his
Thank you,
weird
my city club.
yeah Nashville,
Voted
New
best
Hampshire.
state and best city in America 4 times.
Best country in America.
Best country. Best city.
But he actually ended up
Fuck New Hampshire.
now he lives where I grew up as a kid, so
Yeah.
that was kind of weird without
Wow.
any my influence at all. He's like, I live here now, and I was like,
That's where I'm from.
that's where I went to
Yeah.
elementary school.
That's funny.
Please help me. I live here now against my
Yeah.
will.
So do you guys like playing shows in Ohio, or do you prefer playing places in other states better? Or like, what is your favorite venue to play so far?
So, most people don't really talk about this, but when you play out of state, it's kind of so much better than playing in Ohio, because when you play in Ohio, everybody knows you, for instance,
Yeah.
like, and
Right.
you just show up and everybody has like everybody's friends kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
So we're always playing for our friends, whether it's like 50 people or 100 or 200 or whatever. It all feels like playing with friends.
I'll play
But
a
when
show.
we're out of state and we play, it's like, oh, okay, you guys know the words. We've never met you before. This is sweet. This is cool.
Yeah.
You can be a whole new person.
Yeah.
But after we play locally, we can just go home, which is always cool. Right. So it's
That's a plus.
yeah.
Truth
My
be
cat and
told,
dog are cuddly.
I'll play a show for my niece and nephew if they let us.
For sure. Yeah.
A little birthday
Yeah,
party.
yeah. I'll play anywhere. I like playing just for anybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially nieces and nephews.
It's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
side
it's a
hustle of ours.
Yeah.
Big demographic.
So your debut album is coming out October 14th, and that's awesome. That's actually my birthday. Fun fact.
Hey!
Happy birthday. I
Happy
wrote it for
birthday.
you.
Yeah.
The last 10 years of my
I knew
life
that
were for you.
Getting it for you.
So the songs on this album have such great titles. So can you tell me about the story behind Jake from State Farm Ruined My Life?
Yes. So it's stupid, first off. So Andrew and I, we were at a party in LA, and a lot of really cool people were there. So Ice-T from Body Count, or in SVU, whatever you want to watch.
Yeah.
We had New Year's Day. I don't know. I think Zach Wild was there. All
Oh,
these
wow.
people were there. So we don't like being just the people in the crowd. It's a fault. But so Andrew and I were like, let's take a picture. So our manager was there at the time with a couple of his clients. We were kind of all together. So we thought it'd be cool to take a picture, but more vertical. So we climbed a watchtower in
Oh,
the
boy.
venue that was like a support beam, whatever. I don't know. It was easy to climb. So we climbed up there.
Just like those X things that go up. Like,
We
A
we-
truss.
Yeah.
a truss, yeah,
Yeah.
a vertical
Yeah.
truss.
Trust us. We went up
And
there.
trust us, definitely. So, we were each other's support team. or
Yeah,
whatever.
we were high.
So
Yeah.
In the air.
in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got up there, we climbed up there, we took a picture. Andrew went so high that he wasn't in the picture except his shoe, if you can see it. The photo's there somewhere.
Straight.
Yeah.
So we got escorted out. I don't like to say kicked out because that makes
Yeah.
it sound weird, but we got removed. And we thought it was fun. It was cool. And I wrote it because that's the reality of stuff. Like everybody's all thinks they're cool, drinking and partying and stuff. The reality is you just look like an idiot. You're kind of dumb, and you're probably going to go to the gas station and get some food. So I was like, why don't we just write a song that's about the reality of it?
And you don't
Right.
need to drink is the funny
Yeah,
part.
that's right.
You know, under a highway underpass and
Well, you were definitely. I know you. And there's a line in that where you make fun of me because I eat gas station.
I did write a song about John. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just picked, literally when I was writing the song, I just thought about John laying face down in the front yard with his thumb up like this, going, I'm good. And that I just kept
Yeah.
that in my mind, and I was like, yep.
That's what this is about.
And is it not true that like
That's good.
literally as a Jake from State Farm, that commercial ruined your life? Like my mom
Oh.
still says that. She'll be like, Jake from State Farm. I'm like,
And I wanted to have a fun little title, so everybody, everybody's like, whenever I'm like, hi, I'm Jake, they're like,
Yep.
from State Farm.
Always.
So I
Yeah.
hate that, and I want death to a lot
So
of people.
funny.
So
You got to make fun of yourself before it can be let go.
Yeah.
right. So
That guy's name's Kevin, by the way.
I just his name's Kevin.
Yeah.
Did you know that? It's
Oh,
not
I didn't know that.
even, his name's Kevin.
That's so funny.
It's a nice name.
Yeah,
Um,
but I was wondering, like, because your name is also Jake, I was wondering if that had anything to do with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the worst. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So what artists or bands inspired you when you were creating this album?
Joe.
Me, oh boy. I joined the writing process kind of late, and I kind of come from a bit of a heavier background. So I
Mhm.
guess my influence I had a little bit of influence on that Jake's from State Farm. So I would say like, I'm just gonna use what I used earlier, like a band called Currents and Kingdom of Giants. They're really
Okay.
good.
Yeah. I want to see him tomorrow.
We can go. It's only like
I gotta
20
work.
bucks.
I
Oh,
I've been
realized
listening to
I gotta work at the other venue.
I've been listening to
I
everything.
have 5 jobs and I can't keep track of my
This
schedule.
man works too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, musically, I've been listening to everything from like Lana Del Rey to Amity Affliction. So I've been like really in pop. I think we've been in like a pop space for like a while, and
Yeah.
then also we kept the elements of metalcore from the 2020 EP, Somewhere in Slumber, which is a lot more metalcore.
Yeah.
Throughout the history of the band, we've kind of taken pop punk elements, metalcore, trying to go more pop, alternative rock, and this album kind of all, mixes it.
I love we pretty much wrote pop songs in dropped tuning. So we're like, what is Slipknot playing? And then we dropped it all the way down.
Yeah.
We're like, let's write pop songs.
Yeah.
And I just wanted something more so that would hit closer emotionally than our last EP was all like metalcore and screaming and very crazy and stuff.
Yeah.
I performed a lot in a straight jacket, and it was all this like
Very
Wild.
theatrical.
Wild.
it was where I was at the time. I just hated life where I
All of us,
was.
yeah.
I hated the person I was with. I just wanted it. There was no way out, and that was my whole
Prison, Shawshank.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
So and then now
yeah.
it's like all right. Well, I want to write songs that make people dance and stuff. So
these lyrics are so much more like true to everybody now. Like his writing is like, you can, like, I listen to it and I picture something from like my life. The other ones were just cool
Relatable,
songs
yeah.
and awesome, but these songs are very like
we listen to a lot of earliest 2000s like pop songs. So like we listen to like Britney and Pink and all that stuff. We do just to try to get something, whatever's everybody loves about that. I try to incorporate it.
formulas.
But I like heavy music. The guys like heavy music and stuff. I wanted it to be heavy enough that we like it, but also pop enough that most people like it.
Right.
Song side.
Yeah.
Just the
So,
right demographic.
We actually listen to pretty heavy songs.
Yeah.
Right.
We wrote
Yeah.
a heavy Orpheus.
Yeah.
And I can definitely hear like pop punk in there and also some metal and metalcore. And it also kind of, some songs remind me a little bit of like Sleeping with Sirens.
Nice.
So, and
Love
I
that.
love them. So,
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've said that this album's lyrics are kind of like different than the lyrics you've written before. So these ones kind of have some positive affirmations in them. And can you talk about deciding to write the lyrics the way that you did and how you decided to take that direction?
Yeah, absolutely. So Andrew and I talk about this all the time. I try to be as clever and witty as possible and try to shove as many words as I possibly
He's
can
great at it.
and all that stuff back in the day. But I was like, all right, like let me write stuff. Let me write like melodies that people are gonna
Digestible,
feel. And
easier.
yeah, the guys are like, hey, like less words.
Something you
more-
can sing back to him right
yeah,
away, you
right.
know?
And then I was like, well, what if I wanted more like singy, alongy kind of tunes and stuff. So I had this. I talked with Justin Morrow, Motionless in White,
Oh, okay.
Formally,
and
yes, huh?
we would write our songs and send them to him and see what he thought, and he'd go, oh, this is too busy, or this is good, or don't do this, or do that.
Yeah.
So we used to write with him way back in the day when he was still in Ice Nine, and he was like, hey man, he's like, less words, just do less words
Yeah.
and stuff. And he knew what we were doing and what we were about and all that stuff. So I was like, yeah, but more words and stuff.
Yeah.
So I finally was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, let's dial it down a little bit. I wanted to write songs that people liked listening to, that were kind of like a conditional thing. So if they said the words enough, they would start to believe it. And all of the word, like, I'm so sick of like, I'm sad, everything sucks and all that stuff. I just want to be like, I'm the shit. Nobody's above me. This is us. This is how we are. Like, just complete confidence. Like, everybody has anxiety and they're all depressed and stuff like that. If you start listening to songs like this and go, you know what, maybe I am the shit.
When you feel on.
That'll help you.
That's kind of what I wanted. I want you to be with us in the crowd, singing the words and go, oh yeah, I am the best. This is sweet. This is my jam.
That was Starboy.
I don't care whoever's here. So there's a lot of dancing involved.
Yeah. And that's a good message, I think. And so you mentioned you got to work with Justin Morrow, and you also got to work with Craig Mabbitt from Escape the Fate on this album.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, what was it like working with him on the one song, Orpheus in Retrospect?
So that song is actually part of some other songs that's gonna come out later. Little piece by piece, they're gonna make a story.
Okay.
Nobody sees this as a little thing, but
Yeah.
that was the first installment. It's a cool story. Craig was sweet. He was like, what do you want me to do? We kind of wrote everything and then sent it to him. And I pretty much was like, these are the words, here's that. And then do the thing. And then he recorded it. He was sending me videos and stuff because he's over in Arizona, and he's like this, and he killed it. And I was like, yeah. That'll work. So
pretty good at this.
Yeah. I was like, wow, you're good at that. It's like, yeah. I've only been in 20 bands. Yeah. I don't know. We actually just opened up for them like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Early September.
It was cool.
So cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Super fun.
Very nice.
So what first got you guys into music or playing music?
Starting with me.
Starting with John.
All right. I was a kid. There was a movie I saw called Eddie and the Cruisers from like the 80s. And it was just like really cool. It's just like cheesy 80s like rock band. And I was like, oh, that looks like fun. And then my older sister played violin. And I was like, I want to do something like that. So I started playing cello, and then I got into like punk music, and then I started doing bad things and ruined my life. And here I am. It's like bands like the Used, like early 2000s.
Oh, I love the Used.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Yes, they are.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just bands that got me through hard times. I was like, I want to do that for somebody else.
Yeah.
We're gonna go Joe next because they're having some bromance back there.
What was the question? My mind.
What got you into music or playing music?
My parents, and even step parents too, I'd always grown up around music. My dad and stepdad were always in bands, playing in cover bands like 80s hair bands and whatnot. My mom worked for a local radio station, so she was able to get us like free tickets to shows all the time growing up.
Oh, nice.
So we'd see like Foreigner, Def Leppard, Journey.
How did I not know this much?
We didn't know that. We're learning with you.
believe it.
Yeah, this is the point of the interviews.
They
They still
should make a friend.
Try.
We should be friends.
I have a person
elusive.
inside
We
me.
should be more friends.
We try.
My dad is still in bands. He plays in a Pat Benatar band right now. It's
Okay.
decent. Yeah.
Love is a battlefield. I would have went, bro.
Yeah. He's played in Journey cover bands as well. Like music has always been a part of my life. So I got my first kit when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I did what he does.
That's literally so funny. We have the same story, Graham. It's like almost exactly.
My parents told me that I had the kit for 2 weeks, and then I ripped it apart.
Oh, wow.
But then I started playing guitar, and now here I am.
Yeah, and I literally basically came up the same way. My stepfather was in bands. The drummer from God, we lived in New Hampshire. The drummer from Godsmack, Tommy, the original one, used to come over our house and jam all the time. He had they were playing like every other night. Like I grew up just surrounded by music. The whole band was playing every other night. I'd be out there on his bass drum sitting. I was 4 like when I started, and music was just always in my life. My dad drove limo for Belkin here in Cleveland, and he drove like Ozzy, Jimmy Page. He brought Jimmy Page to McDonald's at one point. And, like in Cleveland.
Crazy.
And my stepfather Kevin's like always been such a huge inspiration to me. like I taught myself drums, but he was a drummer and it was always around me, and he would work, he's a truck driver, so he'd work 16, 17 hours a day, but I was down there 9, 10 hours a day playing drums just to impress him when he came home. I'd be like, oh, Kev, you got to check this out. And just kept going. And eventually I joined bands late, probably 18. Like I played in my basement for years, just playing every song you can think of, and then branched out and started writing songs with people.
My story sucks compared to all that. I was 13. I had a friend, we skated, and then he played guitar, and I was like, that's cool. And he's like, this is what tabs are. And I was like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to go anywhere or do anything when I was a kid. Growing up the whole time, we always lived far away and all that stuff. And my parents were super young, so they didn't have like money to do anything. Everything was always tight and all that stuff. But I just got to sit at home and I was super bored. So I was like guitar and skating, and I just went back and forth. And it's Ohio, so it's cold 8 months out of the year. So
yeah,
it got cold. I went inside, and
you grew up where I live. It's definitely terrible. I couldn't imagine being a kid like that. Like,
dude, it's bad. It's like there's no.
No, yeah, I live in the Midwest too, so I understand. Yeah.
Yep. So I thought this was a suit, but it's not, because it
does look like
it
a
looks like
over there.
It looks like a tux, but
yeah. It's our manager.
It's not. Sorry, this is our manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
We call him Scully. Scully Headless.
Yes, he is.
Do you guys have any hobbies or jobs outside of music? I know one of you mentioned that you did. So can you talk about that, and maybe like if your jobs or hobbies inspire your songwriting?
Absolutely. So we do. We all like, whenever you tour, it's always weird. So I've done everything under the sun. It definitely makes you it makes you write as good as possible so that you can be better than everybody else and leave. So it's I mean, the people I see, I meet a ton of people a day. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Gets us great discounts. You and John.
Definitely not wanting to be there, and it's just motivation constant of like, you need to be better, you need to get out of here, you need to do all this stuff. So.
At least be working towards that.
Yeah. I mean, my hobbies for me, I play the drums. You know, when I'm not doing band stuff, drumming, I play the drums.
Oh, I forgot.
I play like 10 hours a day.
That's true. Andrew wakes up and plays.
Yeah, that's my life.
He'll text us at like 4 a.m. We're like, what are you doing?
I'm up.
He's like, I'm drumming. I've been driving. I mean, I skate. I make food. I have a dog.
I like food.
Food's good.
Dogs are cool.
Yeah.
I have a motorcycle, play video games every now and then.
Nice.
We do know this stuff.
Yeah,
It's
you've
back.
seen it.
I don't remember anything.
Yeah. When we tracked out, it was like right there.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna be in a van for
That was
4
mine.
weeks together, so we're trying to stay distant. So
Yeah.
that when we're together, we're like, all right, reading
Right.
We'll have plenty of time to get to know each other.
plenty of time to
Yeah.
see each other's faces.
Makes
So
sense.
fun.
So what are some of the challenges you guys encountered when working on this album?
Oh my God, all of them. Oh, there were so many.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna make this as short as I possibly can.
Okay.
All right, so we were signed to a label I don't want to name because they don't need notoriety at all. They're terrible. I hate them. So hate's a strong word, which is like, so they promised John and I recording time, all that stuff, everything paid for, blah, blah, blah. They were going to do all this stuff for us. So we were like, cool. And then they kept burning time month to month. Oh, we're moving the studio. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, this guy's not available until blah, blah, blah. We were supposed to work with all these awesome people that worked with like Hawthorne Heights and My Chemical Romance, Census Fail.
Oh, wow.
Like, sweet, let's do all that. Those are our favorite bands. So we just kept getting the runaround, and then John and I were already demoing everything out and recording it because John also records bands and he's got this big old studio that's amazing.
Okay.
So we recorded there. We're like, why don't we just do it ourselves?
Hmm.
And then we sent our stuff out to the guy that I usually work with. His name is Lenny Morales, who's out in LA. Shout out.
Because he's cool.
Lenny Morale
He's awesome, and he polishes up all of our stuff and makes it sound how it does, which is sweet. So I was like, all right, let's get off this label. It's been 8 months. This is terrible. You guys haven't lived up to anything. You haven't done anything. We sent them our songs and stuff, and it was just this big, huge mess.
Yeah.
So we finally, long ass story short, we got off that label, and then we just started really chipping away. John and I just took like 4 days where
No, it was like a whole week. It was a whole week.
It was a week.
Yeah, it was a full week.
So we woke up, I drove to his house, like we got breakfast and coffee and Red Bull and stuff, and we just put in like 10-hour days, recorded everything, and then had like the solid base of everything. And then these guys came in, and then we just kind of retracked the drums. So he put his flavor on it. Same thing with Joe. Joe came in and was like, this is really cool. And we kind of just mixed that together, sent it out, and there's so many. There's probably 6 or 8 versions of each song.
Oh, wow.
There's got to be like 15.
Some songs there's a lot of versions of. So the second song on the album didn't sound anything like that.
Oh God,
that's the first song that, besides Orpheus in retrospect, that was the song that I started.
Deterior Design 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago.
I was recording that one too.
No, 4.5 years ago, like when literally he had Deterior.
Oh yeah.
I was
when you first wrote that, we were on the phone. We were like, what?
Oh yeah, some of the songs like I wrote.
Oh, my barefoot.
Get that fucking dirty ass foot out of here. There's a song called Hot Off the Depressed. I wrote that song before I wrote our last EP. So back in 2018, I wrote that song.
Yeah.
Put it on paper.
And it was totally different. Like it was totally like a different feel than we've ever done.
It ended up. Well, yeah, I don't know.
He called
Get
me
the
with
record
it, and I was like, "Wow, this is
listen
weird.
to
It was
it."
so different than anything
You'll
ever
hear
read."
it. You'll hear it. It was super nice. It was funny because we were writing all that metalcore stuff. And it was all hardcore, and then I wrote this like Paramore sounding song in the middle of that. And I was like, we'll put that somewhere else. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So would you say that you want to stay independent, or would you ever want to be on a different record label in the future? Like, what would be your dream record label?
It's not like it was. I would probably rather stay independent.
You have all the tools to be able to do everything that a record label can do for you.
What if like a company that rhymed with
Like-
Pony came around?
Like
They just have a bunch of money, right?
We can go get credit cards if we want. So like
I
that's
can.
pretty much all you need. That's what a label is now. It's just, hey, we can rack up this amount of money and then hope for the best, and then whether or not it succeeds or you guys break up, you still owe us this money.
Yeah, right. Marketing.
And that's kind of what it is. So
But we're Don Drapers here.
but we're more pay as you go kind of people. So
All right, cool. So if you could collaborate with any artist or band, who would you choose?
John.
Ooh.
Oh man.
I'd probably do. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Sorry, but it's the front man of Streetlight Manifesto.
Okay.
Thomas.
No one knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Thomas, no one knows.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his
Thomas
last.
No Name.
Yeah.
But no, he's
No offense to that.
he's a really good he's a good vocalist. I really like his lyrics that he writes. I just think with that ska influence in a more like our realm of a band, I think that would have a really cool collab to it.
Yeah, I think that could be interesting.
I should probably
Anyone
look up his name. as well.
Yeah, I would like to do something with like maybe Jag, like from Skylar Drive, like their voices, like kind of
Okay.
going back and forth would be cool. Or like I love Aaron Stringer from Amity Affliction. I'd love to have him.
Oh,
sing
yeah.
with Jake. I would love that.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Taylor would be sick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, I really love Killswitch Engage, but
Ooh,
like the Howard, era, his voice is just so powerful. It's always given me chills when I've listened to Killswitch.
Rose with Sharon. Love it.
I love him.
So good. So good.
Man, you guys are staying in the realm. I
want ska, bro.
So
I said Elvis.
so Mariana Strange is like my favorite band. However, he writes for a lot of people. Like he wrote "Call Me Maybe" for Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh my God, Josh Ramsey does. Canada has their voice version of The Voice.
No.
Yeah.
He does all of that stuff. Like his whole family has coached. They recorded like AC/DC back in the day and bands like that.
Yeah.
He's
Voice.
I would like to do anything with him.
Oh,
You play Uno.
We can play
Anything.
cards. I don't care. That or I think Lady Gaga would be sweet.
Oh, that would be sweet.
oh, it would.
Yeah, female artist for sure.
We all social.
Yeah.
Show.
So,
Lady Gaga, we owe you so much money.
Yeah, before we do that cup, he just goes, we owe Lady Gaga so much money.
She gets her cut. It's fine.
Let's go with Tetra.
Actually, would be sweet.
Yeah.
To record Lindsay Lohan.
We should do a
The
song
one
with
song.
Paris
Some
Hilton.
What was the Hillary Duff song? Let the
Oh.
rain fall. No.
Let the rain
Oh.
What was the song called
Yeah.
though?
Hillary Duff?
Let the rain.
No,
I
that
don't
was.
even remember.
You should know. We
Rain.
don't know
It was
this.
called
song.
something.
We should get Hannah
Oh,
Montana.
Coming Clean. It was called.
No,
Oh,
we,
yeah,
we
yeah.
should get Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus.
Dude,
No,
yeah.
Hannah
hard.
Montana.
Yeah.
Oh.
I never see her anymore. Just I see
Because she
Miley.
grew up. She's a woman now.
All right. So you guys are going on tour with Makeout soon, starting October 20th, right, in Las Vegas. And
Yeah, kind of.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question. We'll do
Oh.
that.
so how are you feeling about it? Are you excited or nervous?
Disgusted.
Yeah, we're pretty.
I'm just kidding. We're pretty angry about it. No,
Work
it's
is
cool.
work.
It was
Yeah.
cool that we got to get on a tour like that. It was pretty sweet. Their manager called me and had very nice things to say. I loved it. That festival in Las Vegas got canceled, which was funny because we all knew that was going to happen.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
we're gonna start
we-
in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. But yeah, I mean I love that band. I grew up listening to them, so I
Yeah,
thought it was cool.
So what bands do you guys like to listen to when you're on the road and like touring?
Joe Rogan. We just listen to podcasts for the most
Okay.
part.
We can talk.
I'm so over music when we're in the van and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just want to listen to anything else. We watch movies. We listen to each other talk.
Getting
He
to
talks a
Marshall.
lot. So
I
it's
talk
always
so
something to listen
Actually,
to.
both
He-
of us. But
okay.
I lost my voice.
Yeah,
We
we
would
listen
you talk for 8 hours straight on
I'll
that.
fill the room. I'll fill the air. If
We-
there's not.
We play Launch Music Conference, which is in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's a 7-hour drive from here. This dude talked the whole way
6
there.
hours and 59
completely-
minutes.
Oh, wow.
You can take
completely-
turns like falling asleep.
I didn't
and
have a
not paying
voice.
attention.
He lost his voice
Completely.
for the thing, and then it healed up by the time we drove back, and then he talked the whole way back.
No, he was a lot better on the drive back.
The first night I met John, I kept him up in the van because we had to sleep in the van. Jake went in because he's with his girlfriend. He's like, I'll stay in the van. He's one of the guys, but we're like, dude, go. You're with your girlfriend. Go in the house. At his grandma's, and then John and me stayed out there. We hadn't ever really like hung out and met. I
guys
talked to
stayed
him
out in the
till
curb?
4:30
Yeah, they could
a.m.
have came in the
and then
house.
got picked up. Like literally, I kept him up. I was talking to him and he was dead asleep.
Oh yeah,
I
I
was
fell
like, John,
asleep
this is
like
gonna be
after
great,
2
man.
hours. Of
Yeah, I
it,
was like, John,
maybe 3.
I can't wait for what we're gonna do, dude. He's like, I
I
was
was
like,
not even replying.
this is great.
Andrew's gonna see John real quick. Fall asleep. John, and so and then guess what? John? Hey, guess what?
He's like,
Hey, so pretty much like this. I don't know. Like, but back in the day, Aztec pyramids.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Oh, crazy stuff.
but we
Crazy
love
stuff.
each other. We love each other.
So much.
Pop top
Dude, Pop Top Boys. All in. That's us.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Section.
He keeps us awake though when
Yeah.
Yeah.
whoever's driving.
And-
Well, that's good.
He keeps himself up. When
Yeah, I'll
he's
talk to
driving,
myself.
so.
Yeah.
I got a lot of things I don't even know.
You can see yourself in the window when you're driving, and he just talks to that.
Yeah. They think the pyramids are older than
That's
they actually
great.
are. Yeah.
So which venue are you most looking forward to playing on this tour?
Not the
Yes.
girls'
Is there any
voice.
particular one?
Ooh, I'm gonna let them talk. And then
Okay.
Any venue that actually has a bar and not Totino's pizza rolls like that.
Yeah, I mean, I am a fan of Jameson.
Yeah.
Can I say our hometown, like the Outpost? Like, I know that's gonna be.
Oh, I'm
that's
excited
gonna be.
for that show actually too.
It's gonna be a big show. We do what's called Emo Night. And
Oh, yeah.
The one here in Kent, Ohio. We usually get about what, 600?
I DJ emo night. We usually get, it sells out every time. And it's usually about 600 people.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's outside, they let more people in, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We get to bring Makeout and 408 over here.
What about
we had, what's his name last time?
The last band too.
Don't Panic. I don't know if they're playing that day.
Yeah, they're supposed to be on the last half of the tour.
Yeah, I seen that, but I don't think they were on a flyer that.
Yeah, there's like.
Oh, Garrett Rapp was our guest DJ.
Oh yeah, we have guest
show.
DJ. So Garrett Rapp of the Color Morale,
Okay.
our last one. So we're now buds. It's all cool.
Yeah, we got to duet
Jason
from
Scratch
first to
number
last.
1, 2.
That
Hold
was
on,
fun.
I'm looking where we're playing.
Oh, we just got word.
Okay.
We're getting word here from back there.
From our sponsors.
Yep.
right behind the curtain.
She's telling us
I'm excited to play at Zen
we're
West.
gonna be doing an HVAC
because
in Pittsburgh. This
I
sucks.
love All Time Low, and they're from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Air
Uh,
duct work.
the radio room in South Carolina, because
We have a lot of retributions.
we have a lot of retributions, and they make really good falafel.
I was super excited for the New Hampshire date, but
Yeah.
there isn't one. So
There is one.
there
It's
was originally. I was told.
Brick by Brick in San Diego. There's a couple. There's
Brick
yeah.
by Brick's cool, but it's gonna take a while to build. So it's like
Yeah. We got to build this stage. They
Yeah.
told us.
Right.
That's a neat slab.
Yeah, we're not Masons, but
Yeah.
we'll get to it.
We are free though.
Yeah,
Could be
we are.
filming.
So where can people find your new album when it releases?
iTunes, Spotify, Google Play,
Geocache.
Pandora, Amazon, whatever you have. Tidal. I think it's on
no.
anywhere that you
Tidal
can do
doesn't
that.
exist.
Maybe that and SoundCloud.
What was that? shit?
Cool.
We should upload it to that.
Yeah,
We probably
what was
could.
that thing that
We
came
could.
out for a while? It was like a movie thing.
Ohio
that was 4
band
seconds
gets
long.
blasted.
Geocaching.
Rock Hard Ohio
Yeah,
band. Yeah,
yeah,
that'll
yeah.
work. We
Perfect.
could do.
I bought the
OnlyFans.
URL.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just
Yeah.
geocache it, so like people have to find it, and that's like the one copy. We'll just
You
leave
can
it
ask
around.
another question whenever you want. We'll skip over that. But anywhere, if you type in the name on anything, it'll pop up.
Specifically on Vimeo.
Vimeo.
Yeah.
Vimeo release only.
I don't know if that's true, but it might be. Find out for us.
Yeah.
Right. I will.
Only stands.
So you filmed a video at the place, the Ohio State Reformatory, where the Shawshank Redemption was filmed, and I was wondering if it was like
Yeah.
hard to get permission to film there, or if, because I know they have like tours, but
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So that was very fun, and I don't know how hard it is for other people, but it wasn't at all for us.
Well, and I'll tell you why.
I don't
You got a
know.
story?
Yeah, I have a story for you, and I'll show you, and I'll tell you exactly why it wasn't hard for us. But we'll get to that.
I
No
don't
one wants to see
There-
Tommy Lee's dick.
No, I don't have that anymore, guys.
I
No,
don't
he
think-
screenshot it and saved it.
No.
I don't
dude,
remember what happened, but we asked, and they were like, "Yeah, for sure." We're
Well,
like, "When?"
sure. The
I was
thing
like,
is-
"They."
yeah.
It was
Yeah,
during.
well, that's not true, and he's lying, but I'll tell you why. Because me and my friend Morgan Freeman, I don't know if you see this, but yeah, I'm friends
Oh,
with him,
okay.
basically, and I was like, yo, Morg. I was like, Morg, can we use the prison? He's like, I don't own that, right? I was
He's
like,
like-
yeah, but you know the guys, so he let us in. It was a big deal, but
He
let's
said
just
you
keep it
can
cool,
use-
guys. 'Cause I don't want to blow up his phone or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah. So I met him.
Doing God shit.
You said you can use the prison.
I
You
fucking
can
hated
use the
that
prison.
movie.
I'm playing God
I hated
again.
Bruce
Oh,
Almighty. That movie
Come on.
sucked.
It was cool. They let us film there.
Yeah.
It was during off season, which probably helped. I think it was in January when we filmed that.
There is another prison though, literally across from
Yeah.
that, like a
It was
real
weird.
active prison.
Because when we were there, we filmed the live band set where Tim Robbins said that in the movie, where he
Yeah.
said the song title in the movie.
Yeah.
But that room, they were like, "That room's okay. Don't open that door." And we're like, "What's behind that door?" They're like, "Imminent death." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Inmate 61114. Don't.
He's still here.
Yeah.
They were, yeah, it was bad. But it's still a running operational prison on the other side.
Yeah. The other.
They
Yeah.
just shut down the bad side where everybody died. They're like,
Yeah, that's
not
scary.
anymore. We're gonna build another prison over here.
Yeah.
They use that.
They
So,
make it a haunted house every year for Halloween. They do
It's
like
cool.
a big haunted
Yeah.
house.
I
walk
saw
through.
that.
And then in the summer, they have a
It's a big
weekend-long
old moneymaker.
festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to that.
Well, the
Yeah.
Zoom time is running out. We have like less than a minute. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Thank
And
you for having us.
yeah, it was a lot of fun meeting you guys.
we can hang again, and
Come see us in a town near you.
Yeah, where do you live?
Carroll Stream. So it's kind of the suburbs of Chicago.
Oh,
That's our last date.
Blue Mountain Audience.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Nice meeting
Shout out to Noelle for doing such an amazing job hanging out with Morning and May on this episode of Pop Punk and Pizza. I'm Jacques LaMore. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you follow us on social media at Pop Punk Pizza Pod. You can also hit that subscribe or follow button wherever it is that you get your podcasts. And if you want to go a step further, support the show, you can buy some merch at poppunkpizzapod.com. We also have a patron program that you can sign up for where you can support the show for as little as $2 a month. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.